Yeah. Yeah. And if they're going to bed at, 10 o'clock at night, they can probably get in that workout in, 5, 6 o'clock or whatever it might be. But just as long as they're having that wind down time, I think as well, some people get a bit excited and want to do a workout straight before they go to bed, which isn't ideal.
Yeah.
And probably having pre-workout and all that type of stuff beforehand.
Yeah. Hey, what is that? Oh, okay. No, tell us.
Yeah.
While we're on the subject of early mornings.
Yeah.
First time I went for a big run, I had a big bowl of cereal thinking I needed energy for that. And God, I felt horrible.
Yeah.
So what do people generally do?
So everyone's going to be different and what works for them. Sometimes, if you're going for a cardio exercise without any resistance, any weights, you could probably get away with doing it on an empty stomach. If you're going for, say, 30-minute 5K, you could probably get away with that. I actually, sometimes in the morning, if I'm trying to take care of my muscles and not wanting to break them down so much, I'll have what's known as BCAAs. So Body Science, who I work quite closely with as an ambassador, they've got a really awesome product. It's amino BCAAs, and it's pretty much like having, not as healthy as that juice, but you would have that in water before you work out. But other people, if you're doing a little bit more weight and cardio type stuff, they'll have, protein shake and something light that's not going to, clog you up and weigh you down.
It's a cool time, hey?
Yeah.
Like real science that you can trust, actually.
Absolutely.
Can...
For me, I worked at Body Science, and that was just before I came out and started doing the PT full time. And amazing, the research that goes into some of those products. There's a lot of sharks, I guess you'd call them, on the market because America's really unregulated with the products that they can actually put out there. Right. So I don't know whether you've seen, on the back of a protein tub and they've got, it's got this, this and this and this. In America, the regulations are very non-existent.
Wild, really?
And Body Science was getting a lot of products tested, their competitors in the States, and the stuff that was in it that wasn't on the back of the box is pretty scary. So that's why I really enjoyed working with that company, purely because they do spend a lot of money on researching other brands, as well as, they sponsor the biggest AFL and NRL teams in Australia.
Right.
So
they got a lot on the line.
They've got, definitely.
Yeah. And people are testing what's in it. And the cool thing about today is you can read a review on the internet.
Yep.
Did it work for me?
Yeah.
And go nuts on that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone's a critic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
everyone's got a YouTube channel and Facebook status.
Have you?
I have put up a couple of videos. I haven't spent a lot of time. It's one of those things. It's like, do I spend more time? I'm not a fan of too much social media, but I have to do it for my business. But it's one of those things you kind of got to dominate one and then, just be active, I guess, on a couple of others.
Yeah.
But you've got to do one really well, in my mind.
Right. But I imagine yours is more one-to-one anyway. Perhaps if you're building an empire, like a gym.
Yeah.
You've got trainers below you. That's really
a dream.
Important. Yeah. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I'd love to. And I've sort of got a plan that, in the next 5-6 years, I'd love to open up my own facility and, have a little health food market and smoothie bar and yoga studio, all of that. I'd love to do all of that.
I drive anywhere for a smoothie.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
I drove around looking for this morning. Here, what have we got today?
Yeah, what is that?
The
Cleanse Kitchen.
The Cleanse Kitchen, okay. But I actually walked the length of Coolangatta looking for coconut water. I just, I've always loved coconut.
Yeah,
but I've always loved it now.
That
it's
would
in a
actually
can.
be great for your running with electrolytes.
Oh, true, yeah.
And bananas look good for electrolytes.
Wow. I saw a Man versus Wild episode
delicious.
Where he explained that if you have an accident, coconuts are so good for so many reasons, all the little things you can make into string, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But you can actually blood transfusion coconut water. Pure coconut water will keep you alive if you're,
So where was that?
Man versus Wild. Bear Grylls. Right. And you got to believe that.
I was like, where did this happen? I've never heard of this before.
Actually, God, listen to me. Sprouting like it's true. Because I listen to some dude on TV.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to maybe check that one out.
Yeah, well, that's what they said.
Yeah.
And they must be right, right?
They are the gurus.
Yeah. So what do you, what, okay. So body science would help you out with the latest there. I always think of myself, once, say my problem is, once I find some knowledge, I tend to hang on to that for too long. So I bet with your line of business, you've constantly got ladies, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have I've got a couple of guys that I work quite closely with, but I like to specialise in women.
Right. Yep.
And that's my passion. I really want to help women feel good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So they would be coming to you with the same questions when you first meet them, or the same, what should I be eating? What should I be doing?
Yeah.
But naturally 6 months could go by and your answers would change too, because, I just heard this and I think it's right, know?
Yeah. I stick to basically with any new client, everyone's going to have, which you might be aware of, but what works for you is not necessarily going to work for Joe Blog down the street, which I think a lot of people, and there's so much information out there about what nutrition works, what doesn't, the latest fad and paleo and blah, 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 all these different stuff that's out there. And, some of them do work, but I find it when I'm working with not all, but some clients, so they'll get excited, they'll see a bit of change and then they think, oh, okay, I'm going to try this now. And what do you think of this, Eb?
Right.
Maybe I should get onto that. It's
because they're excited by the new thing in their mind.
They're excited by it, and it's so good. I love that they're taking on board the advice and they're doing everything correctly. Yeah. But I sort of use the old saying with them: if it's not broken, don't fix it, because it's working for you. And I found that's been a problem for me. Sticking to one thing that works, and it's finding whatever works for you, just keep doing it. Yeah. And if you think you can do it in like 4 or 5 months' time, then keep going with it. But don't chop and change from fad to fad to fad, because it's not going to stick.
And some of these internet things are really cluey. You're reminding me right now of maybe 3 years ago. A friend I know, she was looking for a weight loss pill, and she found this one, and she told me about it, and I was like, oh yeah, let me know, right? Yeah. So she was searching over here on her internet sort of thing, and I was searching, and all we found was, say, 30 pages on the greatness of this thing. I wish I could remember it. Maybe I shouldn't even say it, but it turned out to be the scam was, in certain countries, whatever was in this pill, I can't remember. People were saying, it was all right. It was all right.
Yeah.
But what they actually shipped into Australia was an antacid. So the whatever antacid actually is, I've got no idea, to be honest. But we were actually getting a different looking pill than the one.
So how did you know?
Because I found after that's what I was getting at. Okay. After 30 pages of reading reviews and this is great. Aussies were saying it's not great. Yeah. It's really bad. But what the company was doing, they were spending all their money creating
this belief
massive
system.
Amounts of reviews.
Yeah, and that's how a lot of them do it. And I mean, I'm finding, I've got to put a lot of content out there. People have to relate to me and they have to believe in what I'm trying to help them with. Yeah. And it is about creating content that's no bullshit.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are putting out a lot of bullshit there because they're grasping. They're trying to get all these people that don't even know you from a bar of soap and believe in what they've got.
Yeah.
And it is the fitness and health market is so populated with so much stuff that they've got to stand out somehow. And they think by writing 30 pages, it's going to get
But they almost had me. I went, 3 pages of Google.
Yeah.
It must be good.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. I've got to look for bad reviews. So I started to type in bad reviews. Yeah. And hang on a minute. This is 30. Wait a minute. All these pages are actually to the same address.
Yeah.
No, they've spent a month, say, of putting in their own stuff to fool people.
Yeah.
It was really cluey. I couldn't believe
They've probably
it.
made millions as well doing it.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to say is that how many times have you met a personal trainer that didn't look healthy and I look at them and go, oh, you're a personal trainer? Oh, wow. You look, obviously they are a good, potentially a great teacher, But say someone with you with clean, good skin, you know, like you obviously on the street,
walking the talk.
you would believe you. I would believe you.
Yeah, I actually do get people come up to me and they're like, "Oh, you're a personal trainer." Like they ask me that. So and that I'm proud of that. Yeah. I do, and I'm what you could call a walking billboard for my business.
Yeah,
like there's nothing better than being able to promote yourself and what you do.
Yeah,
and
people, I want to look like you. But hey, like I said, when in the shooters days, you've always been an attractive face, really.
Thanks.
But and you've always had a great shape.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the Ebony I know now has, you've spent time.
Yeah.
But more to the point, you're very happy. You're radiating health and happiness.
I mean, when you're following what you are passionate about and what you love, you can't get enough of it. And I think that's also why I jump out of bed at 4, like sometimes before that 4:45 alarm goes off, because I'm so excited about what I do every single day. Yeah. And there's, nothing excites me more, especially jumping on my emails and, checking in with an online client or going to see a client and they've told me, they've lost another couple of kilos or this and that. I've had people cry and break down to me and tell me they can't thank me enough. And that's what, helping people change their lives. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And I think when you're saying before about the unhealthy trainers, people are in amazing position as a personal trainer to change someone's life for the better. And it's a tough gig.
Yeah, it is. But they have to walk the talk, I think.
Exactly.
Really.
Yeah.
And recently, only about say 8 months ago, I did start getting up early and running with the boys from boxing, and I couldn't believe how many mums with prams were out there.
Yeah.
And here I was for all the years before going, oh man, no one's, I couldn't believe on the Gold Coast there are hundreds of people.
And still at this time of year when it's freezing, I'm going down
in
Currumbin
darkness
Alley with
a baby in a pram.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
it
amazing.
Blows
place.
my mind. What good ladies! Like seriously.
I mean, I grew up in Tasmania, so you don't see a lot of that down there.
No,
that time of the morning, it's freezing.
See lots of beards though.
You do. But yeah, we're in a really fortunate place where majority of the took a swig there.
Yeah. Well, it tastes like I just had I don't know,
pure health right there.
Yeah. What it tastes like? It tastes good.
Yeah.
But it is so raw. This is the Cleanse Kitchen. What did I get? It's green A. Here we go. Apple, cucumber, spinach, cos, celery, mint, lemon, and lime. Well, it tastes like they've grabbed all that, chucked it in a bucket, poured water in, stirred it around with a stick, and drained it into this glass.
There you go.
It's in a really nice bottle.
Yeah.
I like it.
Mine's actually really nice. Mine's fairly similar to yours. Apple, kale, parsley, lemon, and ginger. Yum. Love it.
You know what? Someone told me a long time ago. She said, "Hey, do you want a drink?" And I went, "No." I was being polite. "Oh, no, thanks." And she goes, "Why not?" I went, "Oh, I don't know. I just don't want to drink. I don't want to have you go to the hassle." And she said, "Never do that." So what do you mean? She said, "Well, you always need a drink. Like every person needs a drink. Yes. And when was the last time you drank something that you didn't like?"
Yeah.
I went, "Oh, never. I can always drink sort of everything. Some things are just like just very bitter. But honestly, ask yourself, whatever tea there is in the world, you can drink."
Yeah, I'm a massive fan of tea.
Yeah, maybe if things are too sweet, obviously it's like, nah. Yeah. But I'd go by the thing now. If there are drinks, it's to be drank. Yeah. And always take someone up on that offer because your body needs it, right?
Except
you're always dehydrated, right? Oh, yeah.
Do you drink Coke?
I don't drink. Never.
Guy does.
Does he? Yeah. Red Coke. It's
a cyclist thing, I think.
Really?
They go for these massive rides and they need that sugar hit. I won't deny him of it. I mean, it's not something that I'm a big fan of. Actually, I'm not a fan of it at all.
Not a fan?
Yeah. Even through my fitness competing days, you'd see, so you start to cut down and you get quite lean. And you'd see other competitors like chugging back their, the sugar-free Coke and just to get that caffeine hit. But all that gas.
There's like 13 13 teaspoons of sugar. And like I said, my cousin who